The banana industry, now a global behemoth, has roots deeply entrenched in the tumultuous soil of Central America. It's a tale of humble beginnings, ruthless ambition, political intrigue, and the shadows of empires that rose and fell. This is the haunting saga of Sam Zemurray, the United Fruit Company, and the dark empire they built, where the seemingly innocuous banana was both the prize and the weapon. In the late 19th century, the fruit peddler Sam Zemurray, known to many as Sam the Banana Man, began his journey. Arriving in America as a penniless immigrant, Sam had a sharp eye for opportunity. He started by selling overripe bananas that others discarded, turning trash into a burgeoning treasure. His knack for business saw him rise swiftly, and by the early 20th century, Sam had amassed a considerable fortune. His ascent, however, was not without shadowy dealings. Sam made numerous under-the-table arrangements with government officials in Honduras, securing tax exemptions and land concessions vital for his growing banana enterprise. As Sam's empire began to take shape, another entity loomed large over the banana industry, the United Fruit Company. Founded in 1899, United Fruit was no mere business. It was a force, an octopus with tentacles wrapped around Central America. The company didn't just grow bananas. It owned the land, the railways, and even the politicians. Presidents who dared to challenge United Fruit's dominance were swiftly overthrown, replaced by leaders more amenable to the company's profit-driven motives. United Fruit's control was nearly absolute, shaping the destinies of nations to serve its insatiable hunger for profit. In the 1870s, Honduras embarked on a grand but ill-fated national railroad project, funded by British loans. The project ran aground, leaving the country with a massive, unserviceable debt by the turn of the century. The British banks, growing impatient, demanded repayment. To stave off European military intervention, the US proposed a solution. JP Morgan would buy the outstanding bonds, take control of the railroad, and collect taxes on imports to Honduras. This plan, though beneficial to the US and Britain, threatened Sam Zemurray's business, which thrived on the concessions and exemptions he had painstakingly secured. Sam Zemurray, faced with the existential threat posed by the US government's plan, decided on a radical course of action. He would not merely lobby against the plan, he would overthrow the Honduran government itself. In a tale that seems too fantastical to be true, Sam hired mercenaries, including the infamous soldier of fortune Lee Christmas, and orchestrated a coup. With his newfound ally, former President Manuel Bonilla, Sam toppled the Honduran government, installing Bonilla as a puppet leader who granted Sam all the tax breaks and land concessions he needed. The coup was a resounding success for Sam, but marked the beginning of a much darker chapter in Central American history. With Bonilla in power and his tax exemptions secure, Sam's company, Fruit, flourished, posing a significant threat to United Fruit's dominance. What followed was a series of aggressive moves by both companies in what became known as the Banana War. They sabotaged each other's operations, bought up strategic lands, and engaged in a bitter struggle for supremacy. Sam's innovative methods in banana cultivation, coupled with his strategic brilliance, allowed Cuyamel to grow rapidly. Yet this conflict was not just about business. It was about control, power, and survival. United Fruit, notorious for its brutal working conditions, held sway over the lives of its workers and the politics of the region. The company controlled not just the plantations, but also the workers' homes, their wages, and their very existence. They were paid in vouchers redeemable only at company-owned stores, ensuring that United Fruit recaptured every cent it disbursed. In Guatemala, United Fruit's power was unmatched, owning vast tracts of land and wielding political influence that rivaled the government itself. The company presented an idyllic image of tropical paradise to the world, hiding the harsh realities faced by its laborers. In 1929, pressured by the US government and internal challenges, United Fruit and Cuyamel Fruit agreed to merge. Sam became the largest shareholder, but retired from the banana trade, signing a non-compete agreement. Despite his retirement, the company's troubles were far from over. In 1928, United Fruit Workers in Colombia went on strike, demanding better conditions and pay. The company, fearing a communist uprising, urged the US government to intervene. The Colombian military, under pressure from the US, responded with brutal force, resulting in the massacre of up to 2,000 workers. This bloodbath, known as the Banana Massacre, was a stark reminder of the lengths to which United Fruit would go to maintain control. The decline of United Fruit began in the 1950s, marked by labor unrest, disease, and political challenges. New strains of Panama disease devastated banana crops, and rising anti-American sentiment in Central America threatened the company's operations. In Guatemala, President Jacobo Arbenz's land reforms targeted United Fruit's uncultivated lands, leading the company to orchestrate a CIA-backed coup. The US government, influenced by United Fruit's propaganda, saw Arbenz as a communist threat and supported the overthrow. This intervention, however, drew international criticism and highlighted the nefarious links between corporate interests and government actions. By the 1960s, United Fruit was a shadow of its former self. The company faced numerous challenges, including lawsuits for antitrust violations and the emergence of new competitors. The old strategies of control and manipulation were no longer sufficient in a changing world. The company's rebranding efforts, including changing its name to Chiquita, could not erase its troubled past. United Fruit, once a titan in the banana industry, was now struggling to survive, a stark contrast to its former glory. Sam Zemurray, the man who had once overthrown governments and built an empire, spent his final years in relative obscurity. He sold all his stock in United Fruit, partially to make a clean break, but also because he no longer trusted the company's leadership. In his later years, Sam turned to philanthropy, building hospitals and roads in an attempt to leave a more positive legacy. The shadow of his actions loomed large, a reminder of the ruthlessness that had defined his rise to power. Sam Zemurray died of Parkinson's disease at the age of 84, leaving behind a complex legacy of ambition, innovation, and exploitation. The story of Sam Zemurray and the United Fruit Company is a cautionary tale of the dark side of capitalism. It's a narrative where ambition turns to greed, where business interests corrupt political systems, and where the quest for profit leads to unimaginable human suffering. The empire built on bananas was not just a business. It was a dominion that shaped the destinies of nations, leaving a legacy that continues to haunt the present. As you peel back the layers of this story, you uncover the grim reality behind the sweet facade of the banana industry. It's a tale that warns us of the dangers of unchecked power and the moral cost of corporate greed. The next time you hold a banana, remember the dark chronicles that brought it to your hand and the shadows that still linger in its wake.